Hey everybody, JunkMale here, bringing you something a little different. Think you're gonna buy a perm? Can't decide? Well, I'm gonna help you decide right now, because we're going to be looking at two of the most popular NX standard weapons for people to buy. And I thought this would be a good thing for a newcomer, a guide, a little bit of insight for those who are trying to make an important decision, spending around 25 real dollars on something that's essentially make-believe in virtual land. And here it is. We're starting by looking at the M416 CQB, which is an upgrade version of the GB version. This gun's most commonly known for its low recoil, tight spread, and its high rate of fire, which makes it very easy to put a lot of bullets downrange real quick in a nice little pattern that will poop on a bunch of kids in a real quick motion. Hey, job, motherfucker. My impression of this gun is that, one, I don't use it as much as I use the G36, so this review will be slightly biased, but I'll try to be as objective as possible. I do go ahead and pick up a G36 after I run out of ammo with the M416 CQB, which I'll say I found happened often. I have a pretty high KDR, so I tend to live a lot longer and run out of bullets. So I found I was running out of ammo with the M416 CQB due to the higher rate of fire and the lower accuracy. So, peace! That's something to keep in mind if you are somebody who's got a higher KDR or somebody who likes to play a little more conservatively. That's something to keep in mind. As you can see right there, the way that the G36 is performed, if you place your shots and you tap fire really nicely, you're going to get really good results. And I wanted to leave this segment in here because, you know, part of it's poor aim and part of it was that I was shooting too quickly. But you can see I missed tons of shots I should have killed him. Maybe if I was holding the M416 CQB at that point, I would have gotten a kill. Back to this gun. It's been said that this gun was nerfed in some way. I think it had to do with the way that the recoil pattern was changed, or maybe it was the recoil itself. I'm not really positive. But I have to say I've noticed a difference. I definitely don't find that I can shoot as long full auto and still get the same results out of this gun. It still has low recoil, but once you get to about 5-6 shots full auto, it's starting to go a little bit crazy, even if you're aiming down sight. And I think the biggest... I think what it will really come down to, if you're trying to decide between these two guns, is whether you like long-range combat or whether you like short-range combat. The reason being is that the G36 and the M416 CQB, they're both highly effective weapons, but the biggest difference for me is whether you like the iTech scope or you like a longer range scope. Personally, I just like the iTech scope. I have a like 25-inch monitor, and personally that sight, that big ass red thing, if I'm trying to pop a head from across the map, I can't even see the head because it's behind the red thing. And you'd think, oh yeah, okay, well, you know, you just put it on the head and then it's going to make you kill. Well, that's not necessarily true, because if you're trying to be precise, you can't, and it's like just a pixel that you're off, you're going to miss the shot. Whereas the G36, which now the gameplay is going to be focusing on, you get nice magnification and you can place really tight little shots. And the fact that it has 90% accuracy makes it great for popping heads. And that's what I'm better at, and something to keep in mind. Now, the G36 is probably, I don't know if it's the most popular weapon or one of the most popular weapons, but you definitely see it a lot in the battlefield, and I think that it is probably the most well-balanced gun in the game. And that's not, I'm not saying like, oh, it's balanced compared to other guns and therefore not overpowered. I'm saying that the performance of the weapon is very balanced. The recoil to damage to accuracy to rate of fire. If you understand the rate of fire with the G36 and you can tap fire effectively, you can place lethal shots downrange. Like, you can just create insta-death within like 1 second. So that it can be highly effective, but I think it's for a more experienced player who can tap fire the mouse repeatedly. And here's a good example. I was firing too fast. It was like that panic firing where I wasn't matching the recoil and the settling of the recoil, and therefore I missed a shit ton of shots. So yeah, like, I can suppress enemies with this gun from medium to long range, whereas with the M416 CQB I couldn't do so much, and I would feel a little bit way more confident rushing with the M416 CQB than holding people off and maybe taking tactical positioning, otherwise known as camping. So, really what it comes back down to is, do you like the iTech scope or do you like a sniper scope? Those are the things that you need to figure out. And then also, are you the type of player that can tap fire? Because it takes practice. You're not going to be able to just like, oh, I can own G36 right away. You need to be able to tap fire to use this gun effectively. Sure, it's decent close range. You can hose people down with this gun. It's very powerful. But the spread goes cray-cray, and you aren't necessarily going to be able to drop people as well as you would with the M416 CQB at close range. That's pretty much my little comparison I wanted to bring you guys, just in hopes that it might help you make your decision when if you're going to buy an NX weapon. The advantage is you're not going to have to spend GP, and it can be a weapon that you can make your own, and you know, name it if you want it. Name it Barbie Sunshine, I don't care. But it becomes something, your go-to weapon, helps you save GP, and you can become very familiar with it, and to the point where you become an expert with the weapon. Anyways, that's all I have to say. I'm doing a little troll-lo-lo with the double barrel Punisher. I punish people. Punish! No, nothing. And thanks for all the support, guys. And if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, please like, please comment. I want to hear what you guys want in your videos. Have a good day. So long.